What's up, everybody? Today, let's talk about the stock market, particularly VTGN, Vistagen, and we'll also talk about ARLP positions that I am holding or was holding. Now, VTGN, I had 400 shares, and today I went ahead and closed that position for a nice little profit of about $400. Woohoo! So happy camper there. And the reason I closed is because you'll notice on the screen here, we're seeing a little bit of a pullback. And remember I said, if you didn't watch my previous video, look in the description for the link for my previous video. And you'll notice in that video, if you watch it, I talked about this upward moving channel. Look at this channel here, guys. Well, this stock came all the way up, touched the channel, just barely went through it, and now it's pulling back. Talk about absolutely ideal upward channel movement in this stock. Just amazing. So it's pulling back a little bit, and as soon as I saw that today here on Tuesday morning, July 6th, I went ahead and closed the position. Like I said, made a nice little profit for about $400. Happy camper. Okay. So again, as always, I'm not going to tell you what you should do. I don't give financial advice, but I'm just telling you what I do. Okay. So I was holding these positions. They were profitable. I see a pullback. I know I'm going to close it and get out for a multitude of reasons. Let's talk about those reasons. Well, number one, as I already said, this thing's at the top of the channel. Okay, good chance it's going to pull back. Also, if you look down there, you'll see the Big Daddy forecast, which, by the way, if you're on the TOS platform, TD Ameritrade's platform, you can get that forecast indicator, guys. Just add it in to your studies. I think it's just called forecast or something like that. Mine's called Big Daddy Forecast because I went ahead and created my own algorithm and modified it and did some other stuff with it, okay? But basically, it's the same thing. So anyway, you'll notice that forecaster is up there about 437.55. That's a pretty high number for a forecaster, and the momentum was kicking pretty good. Okay, that's why I sold it. If it pulls back down here and comes to the bottom, of this channel, then I'll keep an eye on it, and I might jump back in. Okay, now let's take a look at ARLP. As you all know, I've been holding this stock for quite a while. You can see I'm up about almost $3,900. Today, down $1,450. I can just hear some people saying, "You should have sold it. You should have sold it." Nah. If you haven't been following my channel, then you don't know the history here. If you look at the average price of this stock, I hold an average price of $6.20. Okay, stock's trading today, closed at $6.97. Okay, big pullback today. Over 4% pullback, 30 cents. That's a lot. But I'm not even phased me. Not even phasing me. Because this stock's gonna have to pull back quite a ways to give me any concern whatsoever. In fact, if it does pull back below my $6.20 average, I might even pick up some more shares. So we'll keep an eye on this bad boy. I hold a pretty decent position, 5,000 shares, up about $3,900. I'm a happy camper. I still think and contend that this stock will go above $12, $15, $18, $20, $25. This thing's going to rip. It's going to continue to rip. We might have some pullbacks between now and then, weeks, months, years. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. This is a long-term hold for me. Energy sector continues to be very strong. Okay, let's take a look at the stock market real quick because there's something that has unfolded here in the stock market that does raise some concern. Okay, what am I talking about? Well, as we look at the stock market here, let me zoom in a little bit more, get zoomed in. Do you see back there on 7-1, and I'll kind of highlight this and make some notes on the chart so it makes it obvious. Back there on 7-1, look at that Big Daddy forecast number, 457. Yeah, that's a big number, guys. Okay? That's a big number. Okay, I'm familiar with the forecast and how it works. Also, the momentum on 7-1, July 1st, was 89. So you have a really high forecast number and you have a really high momentum. You'll notice that the stock market on, I'm assuming that was Friday, 7-6. Yeah, I'm sorry, Tuesday. Today, 7-6. Look, it's a red day. This is very common. You get this big forecast number and big momentum number, and then a couple days later, sometimes it'll be even longer, like 3, 4 days, 5 days later. This case was 2 days later. You see a red day. Okay? Now, back in the middle of June, we had a big dip. You can see that dip in the middle of June. So sometimes we get a false flag. We get not a flag, but like a false number. You know, if I'll call it a false flag, where you get a big forecast number like this, 457, and it's really kind of a false warning. Because a lot of times when you come off of lows, like we did after we come off of pullbacks, like we did back there in the middle of June, and it's only been like a week and a half since, you know, whatever, of trading days, maybe 10, 15 trading days here between now and then. Sometimes we get these false flags, okay? But in this case, I don't think it's the case because I noticed momentum and forecast are both really high. So here's what I think is going to happen, guys. With a number that big, back on 7-1, a 457, with momentum almost tipping out at 90, I'm going to go ahead and say right now, there's a really good chance, probably like 65 to 70% chance, the stock market's going to pull back pretty hard. Well, you know, I say pretty hard. I think it's going to pull back. It could be $100, $200, $300, $400, $500, somewhere like that. I don't think it's going to pull back thousands, but you never know, it could. But I do think it's going to pull back anywhere from $100 to $400, $300, $400, something like this. Anywhere from $100 to $400. I'm just going to throw out a number. I don't really know, okay? Stock market's been on such a rampage, it's hard to know. Okay, and if I'm wrong, that's great. Prices just keep going up. No problem for me. Because I trade strong sectors, so you know I just use the stock market kind of as a gauge to see what things are going on. It's more of an inflation watch for me. I don't really get caught up too much in it, but it does affect prices of stocks I hold. If the market moves big, then it will. Okay, but I mostly trade in the energy sector, which is so doggone strong. Sometimes it just ignores the stock market. Okay, but if the stock market moves really big, then even coal and oil stocks will be impacted. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of my prediction, if you will. Okay, is that I think the stock market is now going to pull back anywhere from $100 to $400. Okay, somewhere in that area, because these numbers suggest that's what's going to happen. All right, so that's all I got to say about that. Let's see what else we got here. I'm not going to dive too deep into the inflation watch because that should be obvious now. We have inflation going on. Those that deny it, well, whatever. You live your own life. Let's see what else. VTGN, I will watch that. As I said, I closed that today for a $400 profit. If it comes back down, guys, back down to this lower channel area, depending on what the stock market does here for the next, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, a week and a half to 3 weeks, stock market I think is going to pull back. Maybe it goes out to a month, whatever it is. Might be longer. After that pullback, I'll keep an eye on Vistagen. If the stock market just has this kind of like little tiny pullback and then you know just continues to do its monster thing, then it'll be easier to get back into Vistagen. If the stock market pulls back kind of hard, like a few $100 or more, then I got to be a little patient, watch what's going on, make sure the market's going to recover before I do anything silly, right, and make good decisions. So, as always, I always trade strong sectors. I don't fool around and trade the weak crap. All right. So if you don't know about how to trade sectors, you can go back and watch some of my videos where I talk about trading based on sector strength. Okay. All right. Listen, before I move on, you guys, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the notification bell so you get notified of all the videos as I put them out. And I really would appreciate a thumbs up too. It really helps out the YouTube channel. So this is kind of what I think is going to be doing moving forward, guys and gals. I do think we're going to continue to get some inflation. As I already said, I think the stock market is going to pull back at least a few $100, maybe more. And I think there's so many opportunities still out there. Just got to be really smart about them. All right, guys and gals, I hope you really appreciate the video. I hope you appreciate the video. We'll talk to y'all soon next time.